Welcome to another episode of Flash Zellow, fiction done fast, the show where I take a bunch of writing prompts and I turn them into one-page shorts. I take writing prompts from my friends and turn them into one-page short stories for your entertainment. All right. So if you were hanging out here for the last couple of minutes, you would have seen the sunset in real time, but for anyone just popping in, I ran down the street, which, boy, let me tell you, when you don't do cardio for a while, and I mean like going for runs, not riding the exercise bike, which I guess that's still cardio, but one block down and one block back to get this picture, and it's fine. It's fine. I just feel it in my old bones. So, how's everybody doing today? On this day-o days. Oh, I haven't. Nope. No, speaking of feeling so goddamn old. Guess who called the cops on some kids today? Cassie and I went out and grabbed a bit of a late lunch, and lots of buffing. Oh no, guys, I'm getting word that we have lots of buffering. Or buffing. Which I believe is an entirely different thing. What can we do to fix that, maybe? Maybe we put that in there and we do the thing. Maybe that'll take up less bandwidth or something. I don't know. Do I look like I have any idea what I'm doing? Other than that, maybe we could... How about now? Is it any better? Is it any better? Still buffering. Fuck. Better buffering, better buffering. Back. Buffering. Great. I don't know what to do about that. Any change? Because I might... Okay, I am going to end the stream and restart it and see if that has any impact. Hello? Hello? Any luck? Did that have any effect whatsoever? Hey, hon. So, things aren't going well.
I know.
Being to Scarlet Fury, we've got nothing.
Oh no.
Can you...
Yeah.
Because I don't know why our internet would suddenly be not...
Yeah. It's like my phone's usually the first one to drop it. I'm on the internet still.
I mean, we have internet, but... Give us a minute, folks. So it's working on my phone. It doesn't seem to be having too much difficulty.
Chrome's crashing for me, so it'll be okay.
Oh, good. Oh, I see. We gained a viewer. We're according to one of my regulars, they're having a lot of trouble with buffering. So we're kind of just checking to see if that's on our end or if it's on their end. In a very technical manner, which is to have my fiance try and bring it up on her side and see if it is also having difficulty. So, since this is going so well, I'll say, I mean, it's working on my phone. I'm getting a lag that's making it impossible to talk, but, welcome to Flash Zellow, Fiction Done Fast, the show where I take a bunch of writing prompts from my friends and turn them into one-page short stories. Yeah, if you're also having difficulty with if you're having difficulty with lab, throw it in the chat. Let me know. Because I will feel bad if it's on my end, and only partially bad if it's on Scarlet Fury's end. So it looks like we're not having too much trouble on my fiance's
He's working.
end, and it's working on my phone, so I think we are safe to assume that it is... So,
Alas, just on her end.
works. Which is unfortunately because she is my regular.
Mm-hmm.
It is working on my phone and Cassie's desktop. So I think the problem might be on your end, friend. Which will be unfortunate, but I think if that's the case, we will persevere. So, or maybe it's on Twitch's end. I don't know. Again, if it says we have 3 viewers, although
Mine says 2.
yours says 2. Well, just a second ago, I had myself going. What?
3.
Yeah, that would be my phone. Well, now mine says 2.
Oh no.
Who's on first?
Uh-huh.
What's on second? And I don't know who's on third. So, perchance we will just have to, sally forth and do the best we can. While people make very loud noises in the background with crinkly plastic. Well, I'll try my phone. That's weird. My internet is working on every other website. I don't know. Well, it's working on my phone. Well, I'm glad you could join us either way. How's your day going now that we've worked out your tech issues? Man, when we started this stream, the sun was just setting, and now we finally got everything running, and it's dark. Okay. No, so, yeah, today was, healing is going well, but still being lazy since I start work tomorrow. Yeah, that sounds fair. You know, Scarlet Fury and I were having a debate about my old aged behavior, because when we got a late lunch, got home, and we live... Everything you and I do is a debate. There's always an edge of tension. So you and I are looking for a weakness in each other's armor to get a good zinger in. Stab, 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 stab. Right, Cassie? Stab.
Stab.
Stab. Stab. No. We saw a group of kids. I'm just trying to make it sound more interesting, okay? We saw a group of kids climbing on the school across the street from us. And just within an instant, it was like, I'll call the non-emergency number. And I had her call the non-emergency number because my phone was being dumb. But they were like probably, 10 years old?
Probably.
Like they had the look of like late elementary school, early junior, like maybe junior high kids. Maybe. And yeah, just immediately called the non-emergency number and waited for the cops to show up. It was great. We see actually our neighbors came out as well, and we were like, "Hey, you want to see something fun?" And the cops drove by, and we just heard from the the bullhorn, just get off the roof. It was great. I loved it. But what makes the story even funnier, especially with Scarlet Fury, is back when we were in high school, we were those kids, older by a couple years, but like we were breaking into the a local abandoned water treatment facility. Maybe they're the next Harry Potter and just accidentally teleported up there. All 6 of them? Also, Rowling's a turf. Also, you know, I think we were watching them climb all over shit for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
No, it was entertaining. It was good. And, like, I don't feel bad. They weren't being sneaky about it at all. Like, they did nothing to hide the fact that they were up there. So, like, what did they expect to happen? Come on, when we were breaking into places, at least we were trying to be sneaky about it. After the first time. So. I used to climb everything I could, including the elementary school. Because I was a climbing kid, and as an adult, I have bad knees. So, you know. Man, aging sucks. Although, I did see that they've finally invented a kind of, gelatin or something. Basically, a fake cartilage that actually is strong enough to work in knees. So I'm hoping that within the next, 10 to 15 years, when it gets to the point where I literally can't go up and down stairs, I will be able to get my knees replaced with this new technology. Because it's bad, man. Not as bad as the noise her knees make, but...
Oh, yeah. They're real bad.
She got the, Cinnamon Toast Crunch every time she goes up and down stairs. I could hear her knees from the bottom stairs when she was at the top of the stairs. And my face the whole time was...
Mm-hmm.
Did you get enough of that? Do I have to do it some more? Okay, I'm done. What? You talking to me?
No.
Oh. My parents called me monkey because they couldn't turn their back on me without me ending up some meaningless, impossible thing. My parents called me regret. Anyways. So shall we read our prompts? That's not true. Things my father said about me were way meaner. So, I was also fuzzy one. Alright. No, I really can't. I was a pretty mild-mannered kid. I didn't do a lot. I didn't get up like Nightcrawler from X-Men. To be honest, my main experience with Nightcrawler was from X-Men 2, in which he was not fuzzy. Okay. So... yeah, my main exposure to the X-Men was the live-action films, and then... the X-Men Evolution cartoon, which I don't feel like he was fuzzy. I mean, I know for a fact he wasn't fuzzy in the live-action films. I don't know if he doesn't look fuzzy in that particular animated series, and I can't speak for the '90s cartoon because I actually didn't like it that much because I don't know. I think it was because I didn't really watch it until after the movies. I mean, I'm looking at a picture and I can't tell if he's fuzzy. Is kind of more my point, is like, unless it was in dialogue where I just wasn't paying attention because I was... when the hell was X-Men Evolutions? Yeah, I was 8. 9. I was 8 or 9. So like, unless they... I mean, I can't speak to it terribly, but I can say at least on the Wikipedia, or not Wikipedia, but the fan wiki, he was called Elf and Fuzzy Elf. Apparently, quote, chicks dig the fuzzy dude. But again, I never picked up on any of that. I just assumed he was like he was in the movie. So. Goes to show I was not paying terribly much attention to X-Men Evolutions. I liked... yeah, honestly, the more... yeah, again, it just... I was never terribly good at, like, picking favorites as a kid. And then, like, as an adult, that didn't change. So, like, as a kid, it was like, who's your favorite? I'm like, I don't know. Who gets the most screen time? Which is why it always ended up being Wolverine. But, like, I didn't really have a super strong, like, attachment to Wolverine. I had the same problem with favorite colors. Eventually, I just settled on, what's your favorite color? Green, because redheads look good in it. I'm wearing a green shirt. But, like, I really don't have a lot of, Hello! Hello, my lord. Little Noise Marine, welcome. We are trying to remember things about the X-Men Evolutions cartoon from 21 years ago. Wow. Wow. Oh, that just hit me. That's a real long time. I remember really liking Rogue in that particular cartoon. And again, I didn't watch the 90s cartoon very much. Partially, the big thing for me was I didn't really understand why every time I went to watch this X-Men cartoon, which, like, I understood the concept of, like, okay, mutants and powers, and then suddenly they'd be off flying through space fighting aliens, and I was like, okay, wait, no, this is something entirely different. All I knew is there's some bold dude in a wheelchair, right? He's also bald. Sorry. I couldn't help it. I remember it too well for it being that long ago, right? I agree with you. You shouldn't remember it that well. No, like, even my memory, which is weirdly like a steel trap for most, like, media I consume, I was looking at, like, I was thinking about rewatching, like, Buffy the Vampire Slayer or something. And I kind of thought about it, I was like, wow, I really don't remember very much about those shows anymore. And then I realized it's like, oh, it's been like a decade and a half, so it's probably been 13 years. It's been about 13 years. That bald wheelchair man gonna Megamind people. Man, Megamind was such a good movie. Wasn't Megamind such a good movie?
Yes.
Megamind was such a good movie. I remember Megamind way better than I remember X-Men Evolutions. I've also seen it much more recently. But the point still stands. Alright. Well, we've killed about half an hour, so I'm going to read the prompts we've got today, and we're going to make some choices and try and get some writing done. How's that sound, guys? Oh, I want to ask, Little Noise Marine, how are you doing today? You having a good one? You used to name episode numbers based on a brief description. I did. And then I lost my virginity. No, I'm kidding. I just haven't had time. I got a job. That's the difference. It's like, oh, why can't I remember this shit anymore? And then I remember all the, like, things I had to memorize for work. And I'm like, oh, that's why I don't remember anything anymore. I'm doing well. Good. Glad to hear it. Okay. So, the prompts we have today. We actually have a fair number. So from Tincture, we've still got 2. We've got a noir detective-style story about a character stuck in a Home Depot. And The Dark Secret of... 3. The Dark Secret of all of the Mounties... Wow. The Dark Secret of Canada is all of their Mounties are actually weremoose, and he was stuck in a house for a year with only a box of sociopathic cereal to keep him fed. How will he reason with the grains in time to not starve? Only time will tell in the next thrilling episode of The Serial Killer. The Angel of Death has a serious sit-down with his inept younger cousin, Natural Selection. That's Vera Matt. And then Scarlet Fury gave us, a person is surprised when their celebrity crush knocks on their door asking for a place to hide from the paparazzi that's been chasing them. I made a story where a planet is defending against an infestation, and on my icon chart, I called the infestation the bad people. Hey, fuck it. If Tolkien can get away with calling his evil mountain Mount Doom, I think we put way too much pressure on ourselves to come up with good names for shit. I mean, let's face it, I grew up in a town called Boulder. No one was... I think especially fantasy and sci-fi writers, we put so much emphasis in trying to come up with these, like, perfect, really cool, really engaging names, but then you look around the real world and you're just like, so what are we gonna name this town here, boss? I don't know. A lot of fucking rocks. It's called Boulder. Alright, works for me. To say nothing of Donaldson Dread Lord Kevin. Hello, Trilobitten. I'm not gonna lie. I'll never forgive him for that. So I'm not gonna lie. On my screen, you and Trilobit in the Ninth and Little Noise Marine have the same color screen name, so I was like, oh shit, Little Noise Marine, you know Donaldson? And I reread it, I was like, you are not that person. Mount Rock. I mean, I was talking about this with a friend, Lil Druid from the chat, who hasn't been around for a bit, but she, she knew the concept, she didn't know the name, tautological names for places, but like the river Avon. Avon is just the word river in a different language, so it means river. And there is I think it's in Thailand, but there is a river, it translates to river. So again, you can get away with just like verisimilitude and realism are two different things. If you want to be realistic, or if you want people to buy into your world, they might not necessarily be the same thing. I made a race called Space Potatoes, and they are a war against the space ovens. I mean, that tracks for me. And then also, yes, Trilobitton's the Dreadlord Kevin. It's the strangest thing to read that fantasy series, which I'm still a huge fan of, because it was one of the first I read growing up. That you have, Barrack Halfhand, High Lord Barrack Halfhands, father of Lord Damelin Giantfriend, father of Lorik Vile Silencer, father of Kevin. And you just kind of stop and you're like, Donaldson, why is one of your fantasy characters named Kevin, but all of your, like, because it's a fantasy series where it's kind of that, like, Narnia kind of story. It's a transportation story where a character from our world goes to a magic world. And the characters we meet in the real world are Thomas Covenant, Lyndon Avery, and Hyle Troy. But then the fantasy character's name is Kevin. You're just like, okay, all right. But then he'll pull out a character. It's like, this is the Akaru Ken Austin Ardenal. And it's like, all right, I give the fuck up, man. I don't know what you're doing. Space Spuds, Interstellar Roots, Galactic Oven Dominance. My OC is just Bill. I was about to make a joke about Bill Paxton or Bill Pullman, but as is always the case, I can't remember which is which. So, Trilobit in the Ninth, how you doing? Nice to see you pop into the chat. How is the East Coast? I don't even have to ask, what time zone. I know the time zone. How are things out east in the old place? Meanwhile, I'm going to continue, while you fill that out, I'm going to continue reading the prompts we've got. So we had... Oh, we were actually on your prompt. Just let me check. Okay, I rewrote your username by memory, so I'm like checking the spelling now that you're here. I'm like, I got it. Okay. In the lonely depths of January, in the mountainous upstate New York, a woodsman finds a typewriter buried in the snow. And also, the owner of a junk shop desperately tries to convince a teen that the object they're trying to buy really doesn't have any magical powers, but the kid won't take no for an answer. The space ovens just recently used fungus bioweapons against the space potatoes. Space potatoes suffered massive casualties. Oh dear. War never changes. And then, let's see, Scarlet Fury also gave us, I have 3 sets of fine china and silver platters and real silverware that I have inherited from different family members. I always joke that I could host the Queen of England, but what if I actually had to? Oh, not so bad, just gearing up for a short yet crazy work week. Good luck! Let's see, medieval adventures. Space Oven basically launched a gigantic space mushroom. There's a lot happening here. Medieval adventure sitting around a table at the local tavern Medieval adventurers sitting around a table at the local tavern try one-upping each other by telling their best adventures. Swooby gave us, "You're incredibly good at making decisions, but only in a very narrow field, and you're bad at the rest of the decisions." Which I still think is... I feel like I'm being called out for something, but that's neither here nor there. Plain turnips didn't really have a prompt, but I decided to include it just in case something came loose. I don't have any prompts at the moment. Arya suggests a blind narrator, and that's all. I don't know. I had a dream about bleeding house recently. So, blind narrator in a bleeding house. Actually sounds terrifying, but we're going to have to... from Alex B, we had a drop-off of a fair number of prompts. We had... we were going to have to find a locksmith. An impulse buy leading to intergalactic warfare. No one is too ordinary for our agency. The floor tasted like... floor grape. Totes a Zombie's not here for that joke. That's fine. There's not a lot to the joke. It was just, we were in college in a class, and I was eating some grapes from a little fruit cup that I got at the student store, and the grape fell and landed on the floor, and we both stared at it for a second, and I just kind of reached down and picked up. He's like, "Don't you eat the floor grape?" And I ate the floor grape. He's never let me He's never forgiven me or let me forget about eating the floor grape. What was worse is the time I almost ate a Band-Aid. But anyways, the copy machine broke down in the middle of printing, which made this the third worst thing that has happened to me this morning. You have no idea who I am, do you? You dragged me into this hellhole, but you can't make me leave. A man is Dune Harper dropped us. A man is resurrected by an Eldritch Monster who really doesn't know where to go from here. The blue ball is all he can look at. If looks at anything else, all he can see is his son. White blood cells protect the body against germs through rap or poem battles. Hades is real sick of dealing with all the deaths his brother Zeus causes. Romeo is into men, but is too socially anxious to tell Juliet. Poncho and Lefty try to rob a bank. Poorly. An espionage agent tries really hard to not be Solid Snake in a mission, but fucking can't. A local play of Hamlet, but both the lead and their understudy got in an accident, so an extra has to wing it. "I know my name," he said, in a faint whisper, arms wrapped over his head. "My name is Harry." He knew his name, but he couldn't remember who he was. And then last one is, "My name is..." alternate edition. "My name is Jonas," he repeated again and again because he couldn't get the goddamn song out of his head. Okay, what's this? "I'm currently doing a story about a random peep getting transported to a dead realm called the Shattered Magical Realm is found by another peep that wants to leave and go into a new realm." Gotcha. What are you reading? These are prompts. These are prompts from friends, writing friends, where I've been pestering them for months and saying, "Hey, give me story prompts," and then I take those and I write them into these one-page short stories. They sound so random. They are so random. My friends are very creative, and I think it's really interesting the different kinds of, like, there's at various points in the stream I've talked about the difference of this person tends to give me this kind of prompt, but where it's like, oh, this person tends to give me like one line of dialogue and then I just have to run with it, or this person gives me like a paragraph or two that I have to like continue into a story. What I've noticed from the people who give me the most prompts, which would be Scarlet Fury, Veramat, and Dune Harper, who are some of my oldest friends. We're talking, this goes back to... I mean, Veramat I've known since I was like 13, I think. But Veramat gives me prompts that he thinks will fuck me up. Dune Harper gives me prompts that he thinks will, like, challenge me to, but not in a mean-spirited way. He wants to give me something that, like, I can sink my teeth into. And then I feel like Scarlet Fury, and you could correct, I think you're in the chat, so you could correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like you just kind of give me stuff that, like, you think could make for a fun story. That, like, almost kind of like, I think they all want to see where I'll take things, but like I think Scarlet Fury is the one most where it's like, oh, this seems like a fun idea. I want to see where he takes it. Whereas Veramat is like, fuck you. It's all right to give random and hard to go with prompts. It's fun. Yeah, I mean, again, Veramat is very much. What was the ball of yarn was a prompt. Was it not yarn? Was it twine? What was that prompt? Here was one of probably the craziest prompt I've been given. What is the connection between a Mossad agent who's seen it all, 2 surfer dudes who think they invented the Ponzi scheme, a leprechaun in a 12-step program, and the world's largest hairball? So that was definitely a moment I was like, alright, Veramat's just trying to screw... He's just trying to fuck me over. So actually, this one from Tincture is kind of jumping out at me. See, Scarlet Fury, I try to think of just a topic, then a subject, and hope it's something you can work with. I think that's the real difference between kind of the philosophies that you guys bring to the table, because a man suffering with extreme depression while being overjoyed. I can add it to the list. I just have to... Oh, it's so far. No, the difference in ideology, I think, is you hope it's something I can work with. Dune Harper hopes it's something that'll challenge me, and Veramat hopes it's something that will screw me over. And I mean that with love. I don't think there's any... Like, I'm not saying there's any malice to it, but I think he very much leans into the... it reminds me of Matthew Colville. He runs a YouTube channel... yeah, he runs a YouTube channel where he talks about being a DM or a GM for Dungeons and Dragons, and kind of brings, does a series called Running the Game. And one of the things he always talks about is with his players, he doesn't try and set up encounters or scenarios where he's like, he will throw his players into situations like, I don't know how they're going to get out of this. And for him, that means it's a good encounter, because it means it'll be a legitimate challenge for them. Where he's like, yeah, I literally have no idea what you could do with this. And then they surprise him, and that makes it fun for, all parties involved. And I feel like that's kind of the same mentality that Veramat brings with his prompts. Also, I think all my friends are incredibly creative, but he's definitely the one where it's just like, actually talking to him in real time, he just throws out ideas so fast, and you're like, I don't know how you do that, man. I went to college for, acting and studied creative writing, and to this day I've never met anybody who could just generate ideas and concepts as quickly as he can. It's so cool to watch him work. Oh yeah. And I think that's the fun thing about working with different writers. I've been kind of tentatively collaborating on an idea with Trilobitten. Dune Harper takes that personally. Hey, if he wants to do like a concept off with Viramat, I mean, wait, which part are we taking personally? Oh dear. Also, you can tell Dune Harper to get his cute Tushy into the chat himself. Tell him I love him. I love him more than you. Sorry, honey.
Good.
I sent him 11 prompts yesterday. Actually, I have to... Viramat came up with a system in 20 minutes. Okay, we're going to take a moment. Viramat came up with a system to generate prompts for me. He showed me how it works. And I was just like, yeah, that explains a lot about why your prompts turn out the way they do. So, like, I still feel like that probably takes the cake, just in the sense that he actually generated a whole, like, he made a prompt generator. So, like, again, he's got a wild mind. Also, Scarlet Fury, did you read him the toilet prompt that brought so many in the chat joy yesterday? Because I have to know if he liked it. I wrote that for you, honey. You didn't read it to him? Scarlet Fury! What do I pay you for? What are you laughing at?
Nothing.
I'm getting laughed at. Your don't. He just got home. You just got home? I personally am random and instinctive at making ideas, but it's mostly slowly, and I'm an empty airhead most of the time. And I haven't seen him since yesterday. No excuses. No excuses. Now tell my love to get on chat. Is he gonna go get locked in the bathroom? Like, the ideas are mostly made at the start and are in bursts. He's gonna go poop and he'll... See, this is how you know that what we have is real. 'Cause I knew that he was gonna go poop. He's gonna hop in while he's in there. Yep. You tell him that I knew that. Or maybe he can read it on the chat himself. Like, the ideas are mostly made at the start and they're in bursts. Yeah. I mean, that works. I don't really know where my ideas come from. I'm very much, I was talking about Donaldson earlier when Trilobitten was floating around. I don't know if he's still here. I wasn't watching the numbers. But, heavily modded game. Alright. There's a Donaldson quote that I really enjoy, which is, oh man, it's been a really long time. I'm trying to remember what it is. I can't remember the exact phrasing, but it was like, writers get inspired by writing. I'm going to just look this up. Here it is, yeah. Great writers do not set to work because they are inspired, but rather become inspired because they are working. So, like, I feel like a lot of my ideas kind of come from that area where it's like, I mean, kind of like with the stream. A big part of it is me sitting down and going, I don't really know what's going to happen, but, like, I have a prompt, so I have an idea, and then I sit down to work on it, and that's where and then I get inspired by something. Mine are from me playing a heavily modded game. I've never figured out mods. I had somebody talk to me about mods recently. But yeah, it's never... I don't really game enough to get into mods. I've never considered myself a gamer. I've been playing more in the last couple years. But still, it's all a little beyond me. Mine are from my heavily mod game. I made the idea called The Endless Maze when I was playing a Gmod game with 370-ish mods. Jesus. The Endless Sea of Sand was during a Factorio game with 80-ish mods. That is that seems like a lot of mods. I don't know. Shattered Magical Realm was a Minecraft game with 130 mods. Again, very outside my area, but it sounds impressive. The Minecraft game was breaking and I had to redo the mod list, so yeah. I take it you got it working though. Mod till it breaks is the way to go. Dune Arbor, were you the one I was talking about mods with the other day? Because I just said, I was like, somebody I was talking with about mods, and I was really struggling to remember who. Because time is a flat circle and has no meaning anymore, and my only interactions with people is through text. So everybody's starting to look the same. You all have the same font. Maybe I do talk about them a lot. Atanchi was talking about something like that. Oh, was it Atanchi? Whose prompt I'm currently doing, but I haven't seen pop in today? Wait, no, that's not Atanchi, that's Tincture. Oh, their names are too close. They're not really that close, but my brain keeps getting them caught. Alright. Is this better font? Yes, in fact it is. Actually, every time I read that prompt, I just imagine, like apologize. It's this font I hear her voice in my head.
What?
Yeah, that. I need you to say the words, is this better font?
Is this better font?
Yeah, no, there it is.
Okay.
Love you.
Love you.
Is this better font? Font. Oh. Don't you take my bit. Wait, no. Cassie, I need to hear you say, don't you take my bit.
Don't you take my bit.
Here you go. Oh, I don't know. Little Noise Marine. Oh, Trillabitten, are you still around? Because we've got a fucking Mark Z. Danielewski in the chat now. If you don't get the joke, Little Noise Marine, go Google House of Leaves by Mark Z. Danielewski. Actually, I'll just do it. Mark Z. Danielewski is an author who does kind of experimental postmodern novels. So, like, his books all end up with these very strange, you know... That's very small. Oh, well. But that font will always remind me of that. Shane, no. Real fast we got, haha, nope, no, and then from Trilobin we got, oh god, no. His pages give me anxiety. Well, Trilobin, Dune Harper, we're in a Mark Z. Danielewski novel now, so I guess I better do something fucking weird with my font. No, kidding.
Where we live now.
This is where we live now. Honestly, coming off of 2020, yeah, that checks out. Pages give me anxiety. Yeah. Oh, I loved reading that book, though. That was an experience. Open and put backwards and upside to mess with people for the lulz. Then you might really like Mark Z. Danielewski. That's kind of his thing. Please don't. Go measure the closet behind you a couple of times, just to be sure. But Trilobin, there's no closet over there. Oh look, a closet. What's that sea shanty that's been really popular on TikTok? Wellington?
The Wellerman.
The Wellerman. Your hair is so flowy today.
What?
Me can talk like this if that's better. Cassie, I need you to say in the softest voice possible, no.
No.
I don't know if the microphone heard you, but we'll roll with it.
No.
No. I basically live with one of the turrets from Portal.
Are you still there?
Wow, 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 wow,
Ah.
wow, wow. Dune Harper liked that. So, So I didn't know this, guys. I looked it up, but apparently Mounties don't use horses anymore. I'm different. This text gives me anxiety. Welcome to the stream, Dune Harper. We all have anxiety here. Hey, do you have... what is it? What was the meme I saw? Hey, do you have anxiety? Yeah. Sorry, I meant Amazon. Oh, yeah, I have that too.
Anxiety Prime.
Oh, do you have Anxiety Prime? Oh, yeah. Sorry, I meant Amazon Prime.
That too.
Is it cause of the uneven height? Conform, damn you. Many do. I've seen them at parades. Only... Horses are still used in musical rides as well as by several provincial and municipal police departments, but horses are no longer in use operationally, is what the internet is telling me. Also, what would the Mounties be doing at UNLV? Because, I mean, I feel like there's a difference. Are we talking about mounted police officers or, like, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police? That said, I wouldn't mind seeing Dudley Do-Ride at UNLV. See, mounted police officers and Mounties are different things. This is one of those moments where I have to look up what happens if you get pulled over in Canada versus America. Sorry, what's going on? I just got a text message saying I hadn't noticed something about the chat. Can I explain words how much I don't want that? Upside down, reverse, uneven height, Zalgo. Mountie. And just think of someone on a horse. Well, as a horse person, I hear Mountie and think of someone on a horse. Somebody didn't grow up watching Dudley Do-Right, and it shows. I only hear the screaming. Hear screaming. Me, music to my ears. Be great if I could do wingdings. I apparently missed a lot, Dune Harper. I'm just gonna close that again. No, it's fine. Don't close this out, Shane. I have to. The answer is beneath us. It lurks below. That's just for you. So what you're saying is you don't want me to read that out on the chat for everyone to hear. You really missed last night as we all shared our bathroom misadventures. Shane, no. I need you to say, Shane, no.
Shane, no.
Shane, yes!
Shane, no.
Vegeta, yes! How dare you prioritize the writing before... Yeah, I mean, what is this stream even about if not us? I'm heading out to feed the horses. That's all. Hope Dune Harper doesn't forget his phone password, run out of toilet paper. Once loyal followers start forming a mob against his writing. We had a prompt about that once. Yeah, that was a Scarlet Fury prompt. I distinctly remember that. Update your chat. What am I, your editor? I'm trying to write. Poopy brain? This is for you, Dune Harper. There you go. That was my first prompt. That was your first prompt. So long ago! The world doesn't need to know about my duty problems. Then why did I wrote an entire prompt? I wrote an entire story about your duty problems. Scarlet Fury was supposed to read it to you. Poopy pants. The prompt was made to be anonymous. What? It's just us girls. It's fine. How tall are moose? Seven feet. At shoulder. Bipedal. So I'm gonna bring up a sound with us. Huh. Well, apparently baby moose make the cutest fucking noise ever. Oh. Alright, well that's honestly not quite what I was expecting. Okay. Hey guys, I'm back. How's everybody doing? So, that was a bit of a mess. But that's okay. That's okay. We're feeling that one out a bit. It's always one of the reasons why I like using the very strict storytelling structure is just the fact that some days, like, I want, I always am of the opinion that if you have you can fix any problem if you can throw enough words at it. And obviously that brings with it an entirely new host of problems looking at, like Game of Thrones or Wheel of Time, anything that's going to start suffering bloat. But trying to keep things like super tight and concise, you have an entirely different set of problems. And in this case, I spent a little bit too much time kind of dicking around at the beginning talking about sea shanties. And then... yeah, let's just jump into it. Although, is Scarlet Fury back? Or are they still throwing food at the horses? I mean, I guess in all fairness, I won't wait. I'm just vaguely hoping. All right. Still here. Oh, you haven't left yet. All right. So... we had the dark secret of Canada is all of their Mounties are actually weremoose. You're in my pocket. Weird. Nobody buys off Shane Zellow. I know, because no one's tried. But if they did, I would definitely ask what their offer was. No, anyways. The 95 Toyota Camry clunked down the moonlit road, but the boys inside drowned it out with hooting, hollering, laughing, and singing sea shanties. They came by it naturally. After all, they were American. Again, Caleb yelled as they trailed off the latest round of sea shanties. Again, Kenneth asked, doesn't anybody know any other shanties? Unfortunately, none of the 4 boys in the car knew anything other than the Wellerman. Also, unfortunately, they were being pulled over by the RCMP. Not that the American boys knew that they were being stopped by the Mounties, because, well, they weren't riding horses. Duh. Caleb pulled his car off to the side of the road, his face flushed. Quick, dudes, hide the drinks. Officer Tremblay approached as Caleb rolled down his window and kept his hands on the steering wheel. Dudes, it's fine. It's alright? This is Canada. They're gonna be, like, super nice to us and shit. That's the Canadian way, don't you know? Officer Tremblay said with a thin smile. Hell yeah, Caleb said, missing the point completely. This dude gets it. He's cool. We're cool. Everyone's cool. So fucking cool, right, officer? He trailed off. Officer Cool? For it was not Officer Tremblay standing beside his car, but a creature that rose up out of Caleb's view. Whatever it was matted in thick fur. Caleb leaned forward to look up to... where? To where he could just see, towering above his car, an antlered moose head staring down at him. With the strength of a wrecking ball and a thrumming moose bellow, the creature that had taken Officer Tremblay's place slammed into the side of the car, sending it skidding off the road into the trees. The airbags deployed as glass shattered and the car crunched into a trunk, caving in around the boys. Caleb looked up, blood streaming from a cut on his head, just in time to see the great weremoose approach, saliva dripping into the snow around its hooves. Caleb screamed. Officer Cool. There. For it was not Officer Cool standing beside the car. Alright. I love it. I'm glad. Also, Dune Harper, I feel kind of bad, because the day Tincture was in chat and threw me this prompt here, noir detective style story about a character stuck in a Home Depot, I was like, man, I wish Dune Harper was here. He fucking loves noir shit. That's his fucking jam. And I tried to will you into existence, but it didn't work. So, that's fine. Okay, let's see. What else jumps out at me today? I do love noir shit. But do you love Home Depot shit? Kind of. So many prompts, guys. We've written so many. We are on 123. Go us. actually, if you guys give me just a few seconds, I'm going to take this moment before starting the next story to use the restroom. So I will be right back after this short bio break. In the words of Coffee Quills, be good being in the chat. He going duty? Nah, I'm going pee-pee because I drank this entire fucking thing. Man, these streams were easier when I was keeping them under an hour. Okay. Well, it looks like the only person who wasn't a good bean was Dune Harper, but he can't help it because he's a lima bean. I don't know where the fuck that came from. Sometimes you just open your mouth and start talking and the dumbest of shit comes out. You're a lima bean. Take this down. Dune Harper is a lima bean.
A lima bean?
That's what I said. And I'm now stuck with, I'm sticking to the bit. Excuse me. Yes, is something the matter, Dune Harper? Can I help you, Dune Harper? I'll fucking kill you. I'll stab your fucking bookcase. Okay, them's be fighting words. On the other hand, if you stab the bookcase, it gives me an excuse to buy a new bookcase. So, I could get a bigger one. Because I kind of need a bigger bookcase. Right, Cassie?
What?
I need a bigger bookcase.
Yes.
She said yes. There you go.
But not for this room. They'll go fit.
Sure they'll fit.
No.
Yeah. Wait, I'll buy you the new bookcase, but I get to off the old one. That sounds like a fair deal. Yeah. I like this. need a really bland name. Like just a really common name. I was going to go with John, but I've used John before. I've used Jack a couple of times. Popular boys' names. Josh? Sure, Josh. That works. Jake Anderson. I like it. But I'm gonna stick with Josh. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Okay, the last thing. You don't? Oh no! After all these years, is this what's gonna finally break us up? I always knew it would come to this. I'll have to implement Plan 72 and kill you. Anyways, if I can't have you, no one can. Although Plan 72 might also just involve donuts. I don't remember. Okay. Let's see. Alright. We're down a few viewers, but that's okay. That's alright. I forgive them. Okay, let's see what we got. We have... So, Dune Harper. Dune Harper, are you still here? Yes, no, maybe snow? Snow? Snow. Scarlet Fury? Dune Harper? Anybody? Rude. Alright, so this was Dune Harper's prompt. You bastard. Okay. A man is resurrected by an Eldritch Monster who really doesn't know where to go from here. I'm gone. No, I'm reading a prompt for you guys. I'm not here. Please leave a message after the tone. Tone. The saddest tone. Okay. The last thing Josh remembered was dying. It was painful, like glass shards under skin, dragged along with every beat of his dying heart. Now, it beat with strength, thudding in his chest as he lurched up, gasping for air. Josh had been laid across a stone slab in... Well, wherever he was, it was dark, illuminated only by a glowing phosphorus that seemed to come from all around. "Hello?" he called out. Was I dead?" Yes. A voice that was not made with sound reverberated around the chamber. It was as if he could hear it with all his senses, not just sound. A skittering carapace rose up from the shadows on the far side of the room. Many legs unfurled from the insectoid cephalopod. A single eye, pulsing of light, gazed down upon him. "I have returned you from death." Josh's mind raced as every fiber of his being screamed for him to run. He forced past his adrenaline and asked, "Why me? What do you want from me?" He braced himself for any answer except the one he got. What? The Eldritch Monster said after several seconds' hesitation, pretending it hadn't heard him. I'm gonna pause, actually. Can you come here? I need you to read a line of dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I need you to read this. So, he braced himself for any answer except the one he got.
What?
Yeah, that. The Eldritch Monster said after several seconds' hesitation, pretending it hadn't heard him. Why did... Josh paused. You did have a reason for bringing me back, right?
Am I reading the rest of it?
Sure, why not?
You stop talking. My reasons are as infinite as the stars, Josh Anderson.
Oh, then tell me one. Did you want internal service? My soul? A favor?
No. Yes. All of the above.
Josh lifted himself off the slab and hopped to the ground. The creature pulled its crab claw tentacles in close. Josh ran his hand through his hair, exasperated. You have done this before, right?
Of course I have. Butterflies and jellyfish. One time a tree.
Josh rubbed his eyes. So that's a no. Look, you seem like a real nice Eldritch Monster, but okay. You obviously need help. I owe you that at the least, so... You got coffee around here? I got her nose. Ah! Not for noms. Not for noms. I'm not for noms! No! No! Ah!
I was just gonna kiss your shoulder, but alright, I'll go back to my fucking fabric.
She was gonna eat me. She was gonna eat me! everybody, give it up for Cassie, our most lovable Eldritch abomination.
Demi! Gimme!
She was gonna eat me!
No.
She was gonna eat me, guys. A burrito 4. Yay. A beautiful duet. Wait, did that autocorrect to a burrito 4? Because now you're doing me a heckin' concern. So, Dune Harper, what did it live up to your expectations? I was honestly kind of hesitant to do it with you on the stream because I was like, oh man, but what if he doesn't like it? But what if it's not good enough? These are things I worry about. Because I really, really liked this prompt and I really didn't want to fuck it up. Then and more, like an awkward Monty Python skit. Good. Definitely one of those prompts that would have been very different if I hadn't had the page limit. But, you know, that's part and parcel. Alright. Shit. So we almost hit 2 hours. This was a fairly long and engaged stream, and I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm tired. I'm ready to wrap this up and pack it in and go home. I've arrived. So let's see. All right. Oh well. So as I think I'm gonna wrap this up. But Raven writes, actually, Dune Harper. I'm sure you don't hang out on Twitch very much, but I implore you to hang around. I'm going to raid Raven Writes. I want you to stick around long enough to see that there is another Ginger who writes on Twitch who I feel like we're like distant cousins. He was one of the people with one of the great poop stories from yesterday. I've arrived. Shane Zellow 2021. Hey! Some good news, finally. Oh, also, I think you complimented my hair earlier, and I don't know if I responded to that out loud, but I definitely noticed it was very flouncy. Bouncy, bouncy, fun, 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 fun. Oh, the most wonderful thing about tears is I'm the only one. I'm the only one. And on that note, we are going to pop over to Raven Writes. Let's see. Just give me a second to get that all set up. And yeah, and then we'll go from there. So let's see, we'll do that, we'll do that, we'll do that. All right. Well, thank you guys for sticking around. Thank you, Dune Harper, for popping in. I know your schedule doesn't really allow for it. Thank you for being active in the chat. And just thank you for making me laugh. And thank you, Scarlet Fury. And thank you, Little Noise Marine. And I think Trilobitten probably dipped out because he's many, many time zones to the east, and he always has. Am I going to watch a stream in a stream? Yes, in Streamshin. Thanks for the rating. And thank you. Alright, guys, that's all I have to say. That's all I have to write. I'll see you guys again on Friday. And remember, no heroes in 2021. All right. Bye, guys.